Hi there, Aki here, and I was out on walking today, and I was thinking about a student of mine that I just had a conversation with a few days ago. He'd reached out, and it was such a powerful conversation. I wanted to share it with you all today. And I had a student that came out and reached out, and he was having a really hard time with managing his thoughts and his beliefs on whether or not he should keep the goal that he set, right? Super successful person, and he had set some really big targets for himself, really big goals. They're dreams of his that he really wanted to have happen, and he was feeling this at this point where he get super discouraged when they didn't happen every single week when he went to play. And he came in and he reached out, and we had a conversation where he was really questioning, like, should I be lowering my expectations for myself and bring the bar down from where I really want to be. And that way, if I don't get it and if I don't hit it, then my letdown is just a lot more manageable. It doesn't hurt as much if I don't get it. And so I wanted to share with you what I share with him for any of you out there who, really love to dream big, really love to set big goals for yourself, whether it's for yourself, whether your children love to set big goals, and we want to encourage their goals. But we all get these thoughts that come in that, if we look at the results and they're not getting better, we start to question, should I still be doing that? Should I still be trying to do this and set these really big goals? Or should I take it down a notch? Maybe, it might be from some friends, might be our peer group that we hang out with that, tell us, like, man, are you crazy? Like, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? Right? And so, I really want to share with you the message that I share with him, to help him really think through that. And, first off, it's just looking at the goal and the dream. Like, one, is that a goal and a dream that you really want? Or is that something that is just nice to have? Is that something like, man, I wish I could do something like that? It'd be great if I could. And so really huge distinction there, because there's so many things out there that are nice to have, right? It's nice to have a lot of things. It's nice to be on the PGA Tour. It's nice to win a major. But deep down in our core, is that, like, is winning on the PGA Tour, getting to the PGA Tour, winning a major, is that the same thing to me or to anyone as, let's say, Tiger Woods, let's say Rory McIlroy, DJ, right? Any of those guys, there's playing at that level. Is that something that I really want? And one is just get super clear on the thing that you want. Like, what is it going to make you feel like if you achieve it, right? What will it, like, if you don't get there, like, what will you feel like if you don't get to that destination, right? If you say, like, man, I want to be a scratch golfer, right? My life's goal is to be a scratch golfer, right? And you then ask yourself, man, if I don't get there, will I be okay? And if your answer is like, yeah, I'll be okay because I love playing golf, right? Then that would be something like a nice to have. On the other end, right, we might have a golfer that, man, my life's goal as I reach my golden years of my life is to, it's to be able to shoot my age, because, man, that'd be something I hear about, and it'd be the most incredible feeling ever if I could shoot my age. And, man, at the end of my life, if I can say to myself, it'll all be worth it, because I'm 72 and I shot 72. I'm 76 and I shot 76. I'm 80 and I shot 80. And I'm 65 and I shot 65. Whatever it is to you, right, is what it means. So first off, how, like, you have to be so clear that it means that much. And if it does, then you should absolutely go for it, right? Because then that's your true dream, that's your true desire, that's the thing that makes you move, the thing that makes you take steps going forward, the thing that brings excitement in your life, right? When we think about it that way, if you were to start to do things that now took that excitement away, like, what would that do to you? Would that be okay, right? And so start to like understand that if it's your goal and your dreams, like, go after it 100%, right? Second thing here is start to look at who it is that you're surrounding yourself with, because the group that you're hanging out with, the conversations that you're having, right? The people that you're sharing these things with, you want them to be encouragement. You want them to root for you. You want them to support you as much as you can. Like, I'm not saying go out and lose all your friends, but there's a time and a place for where you start to share these big goals, because to some people, they sound crazy. They might think you belong in the loony bin with some of the big goals and dreams that like, if I shared some of my goals and dreams with just casual friends and people that maybe aren't on the same page of thinking as me, of like how big I want to, like some of the big goals, they'd be like, oh my gosh, you are out of your mind, you are crazy, right? And all of that stuff, that conversations, they all play a super huge toll on the steps that you do. Whereas the people that I do share my biggest dreams, my biggest desires, when they hear it, they're like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. Like, what can I do to help? Like, how can I keep you accountable? Like, all of that, you want to be around, surround yourself with the people that are going to encourage you. So the proximity of your peers or of the people that you're hanging out with whom you share your goals and dreams, is going to be such a huge thing. You know, and finally, probably the most important part is once you're super clear and you define, like, that is my dream that I really want, and that's making me tick, that is moving me forward, and you start to surround yourself with a peer group, people that are like-minded, that you guys are driving each other, finally, is permission, right? One of the things that most of us don't give ourselves, we don't give ourselves permission. So 3 is give yourself permission, right? Give yourself permission to dream big. Give yourself permission to want things that are so incredible that you get so excited, right? A lot of times we get scared and we don't give ourselves permission, and we play the game of, well, you know, if I want to be a scratch golfer and I'm shooting in the hundreds, let me get into the 90s first, and then we'll see. And then you get into the 90s, right? And then you say, okay, I still want to be a scratch golfer. Let me see if I can get to the low 90s or like the high 80s, right? And when you get there, it's like, okay, getting there. Let me see if I can. Maybe I'll see if I can break 80. Let's see if I can get there first. Let me see if I can get in the 70s. And so when you play the game that way, you're in for the slowest, bumpiest, and rockiest road that you can go, because you're never giving yourself permission to actually get the things that you truly want, to go after those big dreams, because you're waiting for proof to see whether it's okay for you to do it. So lastly here, give yourself the permission to say, yes, I want to be a scratch golfer. I want to play college golf. I want to get a D1 scholarship. I want to play at the highest level. I want to win majors. I want to be on the PGA Tour, LPGA Tour. Right? I want to impact lives, whichever that is. Give yourself permission to get that, and give yourself that. Because imagine if you knew you could do it before you even did it. How much faster would you go? How much more fulfilled would you be? How much more excited would you be if you knew it was going to happen, you were so certain that it was going to happen, it was just about putting the tools and the skills in there, as opposed to, let me learn these skills first and see where that puts me. All right, so give yourself permission to want the things that you want, to go after the things that you want. And again, to recap all of this, right, if you are struggling and considering like, man, how do I keep on going? I'm getting discouraged from golf, or I know there's more inside of me. Go ahead and say, am I super clear on the dream that I want? And is that the thing? Like, am I okay if I don't get it? Right, 2 is proximity. Are you in the right proximity of the people that's going to support and encourage you? And 3, finally, give yourself permission, right? And so, coming back to our story with my student, right? Giving himself permission just in a matter of less than a week of going off of multiple rounds in the hundreds and just not knowing if he could do it, to being able to get himself to shooting in the 80s, right? Thinking, I don't think I can do this. It's always in the hundreds, 105, 101, 110, right? 107, and all of a sudden it's like night and day, and then shoots himself in the 80s. And so go ahead and tap into that dream of yours and understand, like, is this the thing that's going to make me move? Is this the thing that excites me? Get yourself around the people that's going to support you the most. Finally, most importantly, is give yourself permission to achieve all the things that you want, and go ahead and go for it and go after it. You guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and take care.